Demand for PFAS-free air fryers is on the increase, but coatings which are free from forever chemicals are more expensive for manufacturers to make, which usually means you end up paying a premium for appliances that have got them. So when I spotted a 2-drawer PFAS-free air fryer from Cuisinart at an affordable price, I knew I had to buy it and test it out. So there are 2 different versions of this air fryer. There is the all black model and the stainless steel version. But other than that, physically they are the same. Both have windows in the drawers and a metal interior, and they both have 2 5.2 litre baskets which have a ceramic coating. I think this air fryer also has the longest baskets that I have ever seen in an air fryer. Of course, that also makes it one of the deepest air fryers front to back, and that means there isn't a lot of space on the worktop in front of it. Those long drawers do mean that there's lots of space for cooking, and if you want to do something like a chicken, it's great lengthwise. It is a little bit tight on the height. So when I did mine, I broke the breastbone to make it lie flatter. I usually do that anyway in most air fryers though. My usual cooking time and temperature for a whole chicken is 45 minutes at 180 Celsius. That's what I put this one in for, and when the 45 minutes was up, it actually came out a little bit burnt on top, but not quite at temperature inside. So I dropped the temperature to 170 Celsius and gave it a few more minutes. Because it's unusual to get a chicken with a burnt top, putting it on at those settings, I did do a test on both drawers to see if they were reaching the correct temperature. I set both up at 200 Celsius and then I ran it for 10 minutes. And at the end, I found the left-hand drawer, which is the one that I used to cook the chicken in, actually reached 210 Celsius, and the right-hand drawer only got to 190 Celsius. Now, that's obviously not ideal, but it would be possible to get round that with the knowledge that one drawer reaches a higher temperature than the other. And based on discussions that I've had with other air fryer owners, having one drawer which is faster or hotter is actually not that unusual. These oven thermometers that I use are about £5, so if you aren't sure if your air fryer is running at the correct temperature, it's probably worth getting one just so that you're armed with the knowledge. I did do some other cooking experiments with this air fryer and got good results with sausages, bacon, hash browns, breaded chicken, baked potatoes and roast tomatoes. Now quickly, if you're new here and you found this video useful, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe. My name is Clara and I make weekly videos about home tech and appliances, and your support will really help this channel grow. So if you've previously owned or even seen a Ninja or Cosori air fryer, you will be familiar with most of the cooking options on this Cuisinart model, which are the familiar 6: air fry, roast, grill, bake, dehydrate and max crisp. In addition, there's an automatic keep warm function which kicks in at the end of all the cooking programs, which is really useful. And it is exactly as it should be, the right temperature to keep food warm, but not so warm that you find that things have overcooked if you leave them in there for an extra 5 minutes. There's also a sync option, so you can set the drawers up to finish at the same time, and a match button, so you can program one drawer and copy the settings across to the other drawer. As for the temperature range, the highest you can set this model is on the max crisp setting at 210 Celsius, and the lowest is on dehydrate at 40 Celsius. One thing I didn't like about the design of this model is that when you turn it on, it doesn't automatically default to one or other of the drawers. Instead, you have to start by selecting which drawer you want first, and the buttons to do so are these tiny ones at the top and in the middle of the display. Also, like other air fryers, this model pauses cooking when you pull the drawer out, but unlike other air fryers, it actually pauses the cooking in both drawers when you only pull one of them out. But still, it does have other functions which make up for those negative points on the design. For instance, there is a preheat function which is built into the bake and grill settings. When you're using preheat, it will beep 5 times to tell you that the preheating cycle is over. But I think this is more of a set time rather than being thermostatic and actually telling you that the temperature has been reached. There's also a shake reminder which is automatic on the air fry setting and can be turned on other settings. And it has two favourite buttons which you can set up with your preferred time and temperature options. These buttons work in a similar way to presets on your car stereo. Just set them up as you want and then press and hold Fave 1 or Fave 2. As far as energy consumption, this model is 2,400 watts and using both drawers for 10 minutes on air fry at 200 Celsius used 0.262 kilowatt hours of electricity. That's more than the similar sized Duronic AF34 but less than Ninja's smaller 2-drawer AF400. So this air fryer does have a few quirks, but I think you could get round them or at least get used to them in the long term. I like the keep warm function, the preheat and the favourite settings. And if you're looking for a budget PFAS-free model, then this is one of your best options. I'll drop links below so that you can see the price at the moment, or if you're watching this on the TV, there should be a QR code popping up on the screen right now which you can scan. There have been some great deals on this model, so it's worth checking out and seeing what it's on for at the moment.